What's up, creatures of the night? Welcome back to the Salt and Pepper Podcast. I'm your host, Faden, and I'm here with my co-host,
Carson. And speaking of creatures of the night, took us a minute to find a filming location because where we live, we just saw a lot of shady stuff. It is like 12 o'clock right now. Yes, technically it's not 2-day upload. Sorry, we'll get it out at like 3 in the morning if we have to. But yeah, we saw a possible planned kidnapping with 4 dudes getting a white truck. All this is real, by the way. A car was swerved in the middle of the road with its lights on. Down the road, not creepy at all. And random, I'll just say interesting looking people either sleeping in front of a community store and walking up and down an alley meeting those people in the white van. So, yeah, took us a minute, but we found a film location. If it sounds bad, sorry, but we're going to give you our thoughts on the Lions-Packers game.
Yeah, that game.
Now, game didn't go so well for the Packers. We're a little happy about it because if you couldn't tell from the last podcast episode, go watch it. We wanted the Lions to win, and they won pretty handedly.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game for them, not for the Packers, but it's a pretty good game overall. It was kind of fun to watch because, like, seeing the Lions do good was, like, pretty fun.
Yeah, Lions, I'll give a quick analysis. First drive, Lions looked pretty bad. Gave it to David Montgomery, who was on injury for a little bit. He got like a yard didn't even get a yard. He got backed up. They threw another, I think, a little small like screen type pass to Montgomery, got backed up even more. And then Goff just threw a pretty bad pick. Gave Packers momentum really early in their own stadium, but then they went and scored 3 after a sucky drive. But then after that, the Lions just turned it up and put up 27 points unanswered.
Yeah, it was really fun. I will say Aaron Jones did, like, pretty decent, though, I thought.
Lions got shut down, like, all of Jordan Love's passing and stuff.
Oh, yeah, Jordan Love was terrible this game.
Yeah, Jordan Love, I think he threw 2 picks. Just had a rough night. Was getting rushed constantly. Got sacked a couple times. Lions' defense looked really good. But, yeah. The Lions' offense, I'd say, after that little mishap, looked pretty solid. Second half, I don't think they were really trying much. David Montgomery turned it up big time. Got, I think, 2 or 3 touchdowns, like 100-some yards.
30 fantasy points.
Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs, their other running back, they took with 12 overall pick. Really like how he's looking. I haven't really paid attention to the Lions because when their game's on, most of, like, say, I'm a Bengals fan, the Bengals game's usually on when the Lions are playing. But this Thursday, I got to look at the team. Jahmyr Gibbs looks like a really good running back. Questioned the pick at the time because I believe you shouldn't take a running back early in the draft anymore, except if it's like a Bijan Robinson. But they went with their guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, and he fought for yards every time. Almost got a first down every time. Amon-Ra was Amon-Ra. Sam Laporta I think, looks better and better. He reminds me of Rob Gronkowski, speaking of the previous podcast again.
Go watch it now.
Yeah, but I think Sam Laporta looks really nice. Broke a couple tackles, but overall, a good night for the Lions. Terrible night for the Packers if you're a Packers fan.
How many interceptions did Jordan Love throw?
I believe he threw 2.
Yeah, but it was crazy for him. I mean, he just was pretty buns. And he's been doing pretty decent in this game, but it just not good.
Dan Campbell, I think it showed first Lions head coach to, I think, have 4 straight wins against the Packers, I think is what it said, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. Really big Dan Campbell fan, like I said before. Maybe not the smartest head coach in the league, but he's probably the most passionate. And their offensive coordinator, with plays he was running and moving a lot of people, very interesting play designs. I really liked them. I liked when they had Jahmyr Gibbs on like a jet sweep type route and then give it to David Montgomery. Fooled the Packers at least 2 or 3 times. Really neat, very creative plays he called, and I liked how they ran their offense.
This was my first ever Lions game that I've watched. And Dan Campbell, head coach?
Yes.
Yeah. I want you to look up a picture of Bob Duncan now, and I want you to look at a picture of Dan Campbell, and I want you to tell me that they're not the same person.
Yeah, he told me to do that. Yeah, they look pretty similar. Dan Campbell, obviously. I believe he was tight end in the NFL. But obviously probably really excited about his team right now. Doing good. And they don't even have some of their players. Like I said, some of them got suspended. Jameson Williams, a big one. He's supposed to be a big draft pick last year, and he got injured. He was injured first half of the season, and now this year he's injured and suspended. So if they get him back, that adds a little bit of speed to them, and if he's good, Lions could be really tough, honestly.
Yeah, it was. If you didn't watch the game live, watch the highlights because it was just the Lions were so good. Mm-hmm. It was like really fun.
If you like the Lions. If you're a Packers fan, do not watch the highlights. Yeah. You guys have the one interception, and then I think you sacked Jared Goff late. That's about it. Mm-hmm. I will say your kicker, I don't know how to say his name. Is it Anders Carlson? I thought his name was Anderson Carlson, but they said it was Anders Carlson. If I sound stupid, ask the person who named him that, because that doesn't make much sense to me.
Mr. Anderson? Or Anders? Or
Mr. Carlson, but yeah, the only reason I didn't say that is because there's also the Raiders kicker, who's also named Carlson, who's really good, but...
How many Carlson kickers are there? Stop birthing good kickers and naming them Carlson.
I believe they're the only two now, but anyway... Rookie kicker, some of his kicks looked very shaky. They were kind of trailing left and right. He almost missed one, and it was really close yardage. He didn't miss any, but if you're a Packers fan, I'd say I'd be a little concerned with him. Because his kicks weren't great, I'll say.
Who's the Lions kicker?
They have, Riley Patterson.
Okay. I don't know if you seen it, but on one of the kicks late game, he was they were trying to make a field goal. One of the Packers did almost block it. They were milliseconds away.
Also, Quay Walker had a really big penalty late for the Packers where he tried to jump over the long snapper. You can't really do that. So that went from a field goal to an automatic first down, and they just gave it to Dave Montgomery and kind of put the game away, really. Penalties was a big issue for the Packers this game. First half, tons of penalties. Had a couple false starts, a hold. Had one on special teams, which is always usually pretty devastating when you give the opponent better field position.
The one time they tried to get them to false start, they didn't, though.
Yeah.
But every other play they did, no.
Yeah. Lions didn't really have a penalty issue, I don't think. And the one I will say, going into the second half, 2-minute drill for the Packers looked pretty decent. They even got a penalty on a Lions. I think it was a pass interference near field goal range, enough for probably Carlson to attempt one. LaFleur went for another play, and Love got sacked, which was not a good idea. Just not good by Jordan Love. Something that's usual with young quarterbacks. They don't get rid of the ball when they need to. They don't understand to yet. Learning thing for Love, but yeah, just bad there. And what went from possibly giving the Packers a little bit of momentum going into the half, that sack gives the Lions all the momentum in the world, going 27-3.
Yeah, it was fun. So we try to pay attention as much as possible, so we could get this analysis going. And it was fun to try and keep track of all the stuff. And I think you wrote down some of it, right? Yeah,
I wrote down up until the half, but then when the Lions started blowing them out, it kind of got into what even commentators would say second half material, just bring up random crap. But Jared Goff had a questionable sack he took late. I didn't like that he took. It was third down, trying to drain more clock, but they had a longer third down, so they went for a pass. Goff just kind of held onto the ball, standing in the pocket, and all of his receiving options weren't open. He had enough time to roll out and even just throw it away at that point, but he didn't. In the first half, I questioned Matt LaFleur on this. First half, game wasn't 27-3 yet. It was, I believe, it was either the Lions' second touchdown drive, or not touchdown drive. It was their first field goal, I'll say that. Their first field goal, before they did it, there's a penalty. They had an incompletion, and then there was a penalty on the third down. It was 3rd and goal. I like the 2. And there's a penalty that moved it back 10 yards. And again, this is 3rd down. So for people who know football, you know why this kind of is a dumb idea to accept this penalty. But if you don't know, an incomplete pass would have...
Swifties, you need to pay attention right now.
Yeah. An incomplete pass on 3rd and goal, which is what happened, would have brought it 4th down. But if LaFleur accepted the penalty, it would have still made it 3rd and goal at like the 12, which gave him another opportunity to go after the end zone instead of trying to put up 3. LaFleur accepted it. Same outcome still happened, but still, if they score a touchdown on that, Matt LaFleur would have been much more criticized. And the announcers still didn't understand it. Yes, they're at the 2, and Dan Campbell has some cojones on him, I'll say. But I don't even know if he would have went for it in that situation because it's 4th and goal. Game's not over. Like, you're not trying to put the game away just yet, and it's still competitive, and you probably still kick the field goal. I just don't understand why you'd try to keep it on 3rd down in that situation.
There was a kick return that I thought looked good, and he didn't get more than average. I think he got like maybe like 30, which is like, I think normally with a touchback it's 25, right?
Yes.
So he got more than a touchback, and he started in the end zone. So, I mean, that was good. But he got tackled, but he almost broke it. And I feel like if he would have broke it, he could have got way more. I feel like it was pretty good.
Now, was that on the Packers or on
that was a Packers? That was Packers, yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to find his name right now, but the Packers rookie wide receiver, I think it's number 11, it's either number 11 or number 7, sorry, if you're a Packers fan. But it was near the end of the 3rd quarter, and they did this after this happened. He had like a 30 or 40-yard play. It was a pass from Jordan Love to him. Pretty good ball in front of him, good pass. But before they got the playoff, time expired in the 3rd quarter, but they didn't call it on the field. The refs didn't call it. So they basically got an illegal 40-yard play, which if the Packers came back and won, I'd be probably pretty mad Lions fan, but didn't really matter in the end. Just wanted to point that out for people who may have been wondering what my thoughts are on that. I don't think they didn't get off in time. They played on the clock and stuff too, so a little shady, but I don't know.
I want to know what Packers fans think of this game.
Yeah, especially because the Lions, you guys usually have their number, but now since Dan Campbell's actually started getting a team together, Lions are pretty terrifying, and the Packers are kind of in a rebuild phase. A little tough. Also, Matt LaFleur, I like Matt LaFleur as a coach. I think he's a good coach. I think he makes some mistakes. He reminds me of Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor, probably a little more emotional as a coach, but Matt LaFleur makes kind of the same decisions Zach Taylor does in some points in the game that I just don't agree with. Like putting Kenny Clark on the defensive end instead of defensive tackle. Now, as the outcome shows, this was not a good decision because David Montgomery had like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Jahmyr Gibbs looked good. Kenny Clark is your best defender other than Jair Alexander. One of the best run stoppers, and you're putting him at defensive end trying to defend a run, an inside run scheme, which they were running perfectly after that first drive. If I'm Matt LaFleur, or if I'm on that team, if I'm Kenny Clark, I'm wondering, why did you put me on the edge when my main thing is run stopping? Especially when the inside of the Lions, besides Frank Ragnow, who's a really good center, is kind of shaky. I don't understand that move. But help the Lions out, but as a coach, not as a coach, but in the mind of the coach, I don't understand what he's thinking, putting Kenny Clark, if you're, say, the Bengals, DJ Reader is a pure run stopper. Kenny Clark is a pure run and power rush guy. He is one of the greatest run stoppers right now. I don't get the idea of putting him on the outside, especially when they're running a bunch of inside runs. I just don't understand it.
Also, sorry about the truck if you can hear that. Not much I can do about it. Usually I'd edit it, but it's freaking 12 o'clock at night, and I'm not making my thumb go on my phone screen other than uploading this video, so...
We're just getting this out for you guys.
Yeah, we're on the struggle bus right now.
Yeah, we're a little tired. But
stay tuned for tomorrow, because I won't be tired. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good episode.
Yeah, with him. Like I said, I won't be here tomorrow. We'll say power rankings. Lions possibly moving up. Packers are definitely going down. Packers really disappointed me. I thought it was going to be a good close game, and especially after that first drive, I thought the Lions might be in trouble, but Packers just didn't capitalize, and the Lions just took advantage back.
The Lions are at 9, aren't they?
Believe we put them at 8 or 9, something like that.
Yeah.
So they may crack top 5. Who knows?
Depending on how the other top 10 teams do, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. The top 3 is definitely going to get shaken up this week if the Bills win. If the Bills win, that's going to be an interesting top 3 next week. Just stay tuned to that.
Also, maybe I don't know for sure. I'm not making any promises. We could do a Dolphins-Bengals co-team breakdown where we just break down those two teams in one episode.
If you guys want to see that, let us know.
Yeah, that's just an idea that I do.
Now, we are trying to stray away from just NFL content, although we do know a lot of you guys right now are NFL fans. But when we get more fans, I don't think some of the people that'll watch this video probably want that, but who knows? But the Tuesday thing is never going to change. We're always going to do the Power Rankings Tuesday. Maybe we'll try to get more TikToks out there. We're just trying to give you channel updates at this point now because the game, as much as we want to talk about the game is kind of boring for like competitiveness in that sense.
Also, if you want to look at the Thursday night, like football Thursdays, tell us what games you want us to do. I'm not going to make a promise we can do every single one just because they're Thursdays, late, and everything like that. But if there are specific ones that are going to be really good, you think, and you want us to do, just let us know.
If there's a Bengals one or Dolphins one, we'll probably definitely cover those ones.
Yeah.
But,
or a big showdown.
Yeah.
But if there's a minor one that you think could go crazy, just let us know.
Now, I will say, I thought this one was going to be a lot better. It's the Packers and the Lions. It's a divisional game on a Thursday night. I thought it was going to be really good. Like, competitive-wise, it wasn't. But I was happy with the outcome with the Lions winning. I was going to say, if you haven't picked this up, if you're not from where we go to school, if you couldn't tell, we go to school, so that's why Thursdays is probably a little tough. Because, we got school in the morning, so, yeah, we're not one of those special schools that friggin' has Fridays off.
Also, we are working on saving up enough money to get a good setup.
Yeah.
So, audio quality better. We might do videos in the future so you can see our actual facial expressions.
Or at least my acne-infused troglodyte-looking face.
And my luscious curly hair. But everything under the curly hair is not good. But, we're all here for it now.
Yeah. So, if you guys really want that, I guess you can spam comments, I guess. Also, we've set up an email.
Yeah.
So instead of commenting, because if you don't want to comment, you can send us email suggestions. Maybe sometimes, if we have enough, we'll do a video reading your emails.
Or we'll just read them if it's relevant to the video.
Yeah. Or if it's inappropriate, we'll bleep it out. You know us.
We will read every single one you send us.
Every sentence. And also, if you don't want us to say your name, just put anonymous in the email.
Yeah, at the very first word in quotations or what is parentheses?
Yeah, parentheses.
The brackets. Put it in brackets. Put anonymous in the brackets first thing, and then we won't say your name. But if you don't do that, we are going to say your name.
Yes.
So that'll be fun, and you can say whatever you want and give us suggestions. If it's relevant to the video, you will be put in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna check it probably every day.
Mm-hmm.
So you just send it literally whenever you want, and we'll probably see it.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's probably going to do it for tonight.
Also email if you want an interview
Oh, yeah.
on the show. Interview comes tomorrow with a special guest. But if you want to be on the podcast, shoot an email, and we'll probably have you on.
We'll work around your schedule.
Yeah, but you have to be able to talk about something for longer than 30 minutes.
Yes, it has to be 30 or longer.
And even if we don't follow those rules, it doesn't matter.
Still try it.
Yeah.
We can't do no 5-minute episode. This ain't no little TikTok.
Yeah, we don't do that. No YouTube,
Well, we
no
do
YouTube shorts.
Yeah, no YouTube shorts. We do TikToks, but we would rather, if it's an interview, if you're a special guest, we want a video from you.
Yeah.
Not a TikTok.
And if you can't supply that, there will be consequences for your actions.
Go yourself. Yeah. Anyway, that'll probably do it, like I said earlier, but we forgot to mention that. But that'll probably do it for Salt and Pepper Podcast tonight.
Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, shoot us an email.
Click the bell.
Yep, do that. Click the video. You probably already done that if you're listening.
Oh, wait, also, we need to tell them our email.
Oh, yeah. Email. This is all lowercase. Salt in Pepper Podcast snp@gmail.com. Salt in Pepper Podcast snp@gmail.com. Shoot us an email or be weird. I don't know. You're already weird if you're listening to this, probably, but
No, you're a normal human being. But most likely, I'll probably be checking it the most consistently. Because I have plenty of time to check it. He might forget sometimes, but he'll probably check too.
yeah. So just shoot us an email. Like, comment, subscribe. Go do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You only live once. Just literally do whatever you want. I literally don't.
See ya.
Yeah. Be responsible with that decision now. Have a good night, nerds.